But to believe in God and twist his word to fit your narrative and then telling that lie to other people in hopes of them joining your group is pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. And I'm specifically talking about black Hebrew Israelites. They so focused on one thing. They so focused on color. They preach division and hate instead of the actual gospel, truth, love, and peace, and what Jesus did on the cross. That don't make no sense. What are they doing, bruh? Galatians 1 verses 6 through 7. I am shocked that you are turned away so soon from God, who called you to himself through the love and mercy of Christ. You are following a different way that pretends to be the good news, but is not the good news at all. You are being fooled by the one who's deliberately twisted the truth concerning Christ. Let God's curse fall on anyone, including us or even an angel from heaven, who preaches a different kind of good news than the one we preach to you. I say again that we have said before, if anyone preaches any other good news than the one you welcome, let that person be cursed.
Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation you, Ak in my head, has been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Shit is about to go down, man. We're approaching some crucial times. In the times we living in the end times. Then you got these jakes bucking up against the ministry. Watch out for these black Hebrew Israelites. First and foremost, we're not black. We're different shades of brown. We are not black. Then you got this crackpot, effeminate, dread-wearing, Shiva-worshipping nigga. And even though he's worshiping Shiva, the god of the dreads, whatever you want to call that shit, he's talking shit, man. Talk about some Jesus. Let me tell you this right here. I'm going to be flat, frank, and straight to the point. If you are not worshiping Yahawashi, if you are not bowing down to the true and living power, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, you're going to bow down to the slaughter. You understand me? Are you comprehending this? And we've been warning y'all. We've been warning you people out there. Started with the Apostle to her on down. Before the YouTube era. Because I was back before the YouTube era. And with the YouTube era. And that's when the bulk of the men came in. Because like the Apostle Kabal always says, the internet is going to do the heavy lifting. So now here we have it. We have it. We've been telling y'all what's happening. November is going to be a pivotal month. I'm not going to jump the gun, but November is going to be a pivotal month. And we've been warning y'all what's coming down the pipe. Whether you were here, whether you were forbear. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. And it reads, okay. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. A watchman is a man that sit upon a tower and watch for danger. A spiritual watchman is a prophet of the Lord. And we telling you of the incoming danger that Esau is setting up. Esau, the so-called white man, is starting to show his horns. But you got to understand something. The Lord controls both sides. So the Lord is going to use Esau, the so-called white man, to bring forth judgment upon the two-third wicked-ass niggas. So it reads, back in Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the words at my mouth, and give them warning for me. When I say unto the wicked 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and this dread-wearing, effeminate nigga that's right here, what you see, the Most High gonna destroy this nigga, man. Watch out for these black Hebrew Israelites. This nigga has Stockholm Syndrome. He has Stockholm Syndrome, right along with the rest of these niggas and these stupid ghoul ass bitches that be coming upon TikTok talking shit about us, man. I'm gonna try to keep it without the cursing and everything and the personal attacks, but sometimes you get mad. You got this wicked ass effeminate nigga and these ghoulish ass women that's coming upon TikTok talking shit about the men of the Lord. But it's okay. It's okay. Because we warning you all. Whether you were here, whether you were forbear, it's on you. It says, give them warning for me. When I say unto the wicked 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, thou shalt surely die in your sins, in your wickedness, and thou givest them not warning for me. It's like not giving, and thou givest them not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, sin upon sin, but his blood will I require at thy hand. And we don't want that on us, man. We don't want your wicked ass blood upon our hands, man. So what we do is we go out there, we teach the world, we put up videos week in and week out, and we warn the sheep of yahawashi and yahawashi, whether they were here, whether they were forbear. It's not, hey, man, whether you were here and whether you were forbear, if you here, you good. If you forbear, that's on you. I did my job. That's all that counts. I did my job. Now you going to suffer the consequences of not for forbearing. It says, yet if verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wicked way, his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Because we warned you. We told you what was coming down the pipe. We told you. But you scoffed and scorned and talked shit, put up videos, did what you did. And now you got to pay. You're going to pay dearly. You're going to pay dearly. Hoe ass nigga. This nigga's a hoe ass nigga. Look at him. With the dreads and everything, with his little bandana on. Like he's saying something, like he's doing something. You ain't nothing but a scoffing ass nigga, man. And you gonna pay, bro. You gonna pay. You ain't my bro. You gonna pay, nigga. It says, again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, that stumbling block is, it could be a woman, it could be you coming across some damnable heresies and you just try to equate it with the scriptures and you going totally off. It's different ways the Lord could present a stumbling block for you. It's different ways where the Lord could just put a stumbling block before you and you just stumble and fall. That's why you got to be mindful and you got to be fearful of yahawashi and yahawashi. This is not a game. This is not a joke, man. And it says, he shall die because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, but his blood will require at thy hand. We are here to rebuke you, to admonish you. If you're going off in the scriptures, we're going to rebuke you. We're going to admonish you. We're going to break it down correctly. That's what great millstones do. But if you don't take heed to the admonishment, to the rebuke, and watch the breakdown, the true proper breakdowns of these scriptures, you're just wronging your own soul. You're sinning against your own soul. The Lord going to fuck you up. It says, verse 21, nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteousness that the righteous sinneth not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live. It says, let me read it again. Ezekiel 3, verse 21. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live. Because he is warned, also thou hast delivered thy soul. And that's our sole purpose. To warn the righteous, they take heed, his soul get delivered, and his blood is not on our hand. And that's the sole purpose of us going out there on the highways and the byways, man. That's the sole purpose of us going out there on the highways and the byways. But ask the average nigga. They're going to scoff and scorn because they don't have no clue what's going on. They don't have no clue. They're clueless. But it's okay. Because the Lord is going to bring judgment. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. That word woe means destruction. Destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. And we see what's happening. We see how things is amping up. We see how Esau, the so-called white man, is using food to control the population. And there's an old saying by, I think it was Maya M. Shabawa. He said, he who controls the food controls the population. He who controls the money controls the population. He who controls the water and the oil controls the population. So what that's telling you, man? These elites are setting things up, man. Hey, the men of the Lord, start with the Apostle Paul and them down. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. And this is one of his devices, man. Use food as a control mechanism. Who knows what's going to happen come Saturday, November 1st, when these women and these weak-ass, effeminate men don't receive their SNAP benefits. We're going to see what happened then. Where they go out there riding and looting. That's what they're waiting for. That's what they want to happen. Let's see what happens. I'm not getting my hopes up too high because I've been getting my hopes up too high for years and I've been let down. But now this is different. You messing with somebody's belly. When you mess with somebody's belly, they can't get nothing to eat, they're gonna wild out. Especially these obese nigger women. They ain't trying to hear that. They got mouths to feed. This shit is crazy. This is back in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth near, and one people shall fight, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand, race riots, civil unrest. For there shall be sedition among men, not caring about who's ruling. Do you think these people are going to care about Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York City, or Mayor Adams, the mayor of New York City? Should I say Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York State? Salakia for that. And Mayor Adams, the mayor of New York City. They ain't going to care about what these people are saying. They don't care about what Donald Trump's saying. It says, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings, nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're going to do what they want. They're going to run amok. They're going to do people dirty. They're going to get done dirty. And this is the time of the Most High's judgment that's coming upon these people. But they don't realize that. It says, a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. Why? Martial law. Cities locked down. You can't come in. Nobody could go in. Nobody could come in. Nobody can go out. Wherever you are at, when they declare martial laws, that's where you're going to stay. If you're in your job, you're going to stay there. Unless you got the proper papers to get past the military, convoys that's blocking the bridges and everything. If you in your house, you're just gonna be lucky. That's where you're gonna stay. If you don't have the proper water and food, you're gonna starve. And that's what these people are doing. It says, a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, for because of their pride, and 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, mainly you women, especially the nigger women, you're filled with pride, man. Because you're getting like $2,000 in food stamps, $1,500 in food stamps. You're getting y'all got Section 8. You only got to pay $50 a month for a 4-bedroom apartment. Taxpayers paying your shit. You're filled with pride. It says, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. If an average man is going to be afraid, how about you women? Isaiah 32, verse 30, Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. You're going to feel that pain. You're going to feel that crunch. Right now, you're at ease. But now, pursuant to what's happening with these SNAP benefits, and if the government can't come up with no kind of resolution by the 1st of November, that's your asses, ladies. Effeminate men. Hey, if you need help getting food stamps, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't make it a lifelong career. Taking advantage of the government, taking advantage of the taxpayers. Get in and get out if you need it. While you getting it, find a job. Once you get the job, they're going to take you off of food stamps. But don't make that shit a 20-year career getting Section 8, 20 years receiving SNAP benefits. That shit is unheard of, man. So now you about to feel the crunch. It says, a man should desire, so like a man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. Oh, hell gonna be breaking loose, man. And they're using food as a weapon, as a mechanism to bring in their auto-app chaos. Order out of the chaos. They bring the chaos, and then now they're coming with the order. Auto-app chaos, man. And that's what Esau like to do. Once again, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, we cannot be ignorant against Satan's devices, man. And this nigga here, and I snapshot him, he's a fool, and a scoffer and a scorner, and he effeminate. Him and his God gonna be destroyed. White man Jesus, Cesare Borgia, a.k.a. Serapis Christus, or should I say Serapis Christus, a.k.a. Cesare Borgia, is going into slavery. Dig that, nigga. Dig that. Stockholm Syndrome having ass nigga. Dig that. Your God is going into slavery. And there's nothing you could do about that. There's nothing you could do about that. Ho. Nothing you could do about that. But it's accepted. And fall in line. But you're not going to fall in line. Because you taking. You take about this devil's craftiness, man. This was coming. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. And it reads, alas, for that day is great. What day? The day of Jacob's trouble. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. There's no other day that happened that's going to be comparison to Jacob's trouble. It says, alas, Jeremiah 30 and 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who's going to be saved out of it? The elect. the 1/3, the governing body, being joint heirs with yahawashi, the first fruits. But to the 2/3, you're done. You're done, man. For he shall be passed, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break the yoke from off his neck, and will thrust thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Esau is not going to take advantage of it no more. The rest of this nation is not going to be afflicted us no more, because the Most High is going to be dealing with his men, and dealing with his men at that time. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael the archangel stand up, second in command under yahawashi. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the sons of Israel, for the sons of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose, which such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time that people shall be delivered, every one that is found written in the book. Only the elect, the 1/3, the governing body, is going to be delivered, beamed up in them chariots. The rest is going to die. The rest is going to perish. Why? Because they had time to learn this truth, but despise this truth, man. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. Let's just, recap Daniel 12:1. At that time shall Michael stand up, the archangel, the great prince, which standeth for the children or the sons of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30:7. I read that. Such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Thy people who? The governing body. Once again, the elect of the sons of Israel, the first fruits, being joint heirs with yahawashi, going to be delivered, beamed upon them chariots, and the rest are going to perish. Everyone that shall be found written in the book of the Lamb, the book of life. Everybody that's written in that book is going to be delivered. But 2/3 are going to perish, man. You're all going to die. You're all going to bow down to the slaughter. If you do not bow down to yahawashi, you're going to bow down to the slaughter. Simple. Straight to the point. If you ain't bowing down to yahawashi, you're going to bow down to the slaughter. You understand? Are you comprehending? If you do not bow down to yahawashi and receive salvation, correction, deliverance, you're going to bow down to the slaughter. Like this 2/3 nigga here, dread-wearing nigga here. He gonna bow down to the slaughter. Can't change that. He's gonna bow down to the slaughter. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. First and foremost, he's not measuring the time. He don't know the times he's living in. He just a clueless, simple-minded, bugged-out, Shiva, worshiping dread-ass nigga, man. And I'm giving him too much props. He don't know about Shiva, the god of the dreads, the god of what he's worshiping. He just a dreadhead. A simple-minded, stupid nigga dreadhead. Talking shit. But it's okay. It's okay. It's alright. The Lord moves in mysterious ways. You're going to get fucked up. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the times diligently in itself, And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, to the preacher to this, Matthew the 24th chapter, the 4th verse on down. I'm not going to get it, you can read it. It says, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made. And the Lord is visiting the world right now. Look what's happening in Jamaica. Hurricanes. 150 mile power wind. 150 mile power wind, man. That's what's happening in Jamaica right now as we speak. As I'm bringing out this lesson. Then shalt thou understand that is the very same time when the highest, which is Yahweh, will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, we seen earthquakes in diverse places. An earthquake here, an earthquake there. Upwards of the people here, upwards of the people there. We seen all these things happening. But you think this boneheaded, dread-wearing nigga noticed that? Of course not, man. He's too busy out there worshiping the other white meat, bowing down to the other white meat. He's soon going to bow down to the slaughter. He's soon going to bow down to the slaughter because his spirit ain't right, man. Because he's of his father, the devil. Dumb nigga. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High, Yahweh, while Yahawashi spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. What end is being manifest? Esau's end. What it says in Second Esdras, what is it? Second Esdras 6, 7 through 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is that which followeth. You can't make this up, man. This devil time is up, man. His time is up. Let me see. Let me make sure. Let me fact check that. It says 6, 7, and 9. I meant to say, Salakia. 6, 7, and 9. You know, sometimes you be overzealous and you be excited. You start, you quote the scripture. You may bring it out wrong, but it's Salakia for that. It's Second Esdras chapter 6, 7 through 9. This Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is that which followeth, man. So we're at the end of this devil's rulership, man. We're at the end of this devil's rulership. He know it. That's why Revelation 12 and 12, he's coming down having great wrath because he know this time is short. This devil ain't stupid. He knows. Start with the international beggars. They know. It says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes, well, I read that everything, let me go down. It says, verse, 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Esau's end is being manifest due to prophecies. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And we're seeing all that right now playing out right before our eyes. Those who have spiritual eyes and their spiritual eyes are open, they have their eyes out to see, they see it. A nigga like this don't see shit. He looking forward to Thanksgiving, he looking forward to Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Easter. He looking forward to all that, man. Because he's been deprived of wisdom. He's a reprobate. He's a reprobate that have no clue what's going on. And that's why he's talking this effeminate, mongombo bullshit that he's spewing out of his pothole. Verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved, started with the elect, only the elect, and shall be able to escape by his works, going out there on the highways and the byways, putting up videos week in and week out, going on the highways and the byways in season, out of season, putting about videos, and by faith, whereby he have believed, shall be preserved from the set perils. What it says in Isaiah, the 65th chapter, the 14th verse, or 13th, or the 12th or the 13th verse, the servants of the Lord going to eat, man. But the 2/3, they're going to suffer. This dude got nothing but suffering in this path, man. And he don't even realize it. He's so dead, he don't even know he's dead. Because he's dead from the neck up. It says, shall be preserved, of 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 8, shall be preserved from the set perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. The first fruits was back with yahawashi in the creation of the world. The same spirits that's going to be joint heirs with yahawashi, the first fruits was back with yahawashi creating the world. If you could receive that. It says, now here's the point of this nigga here. This nigga here. And the rest of you niggas like you, and them women that's like you. They like to scoff and scorn and talk shit about the men of the Lord. You're going to pay. And you're going to pay dearly. It says, then shall they, 2nd Ezra 9 and 9, then shall they be in a pitiful case. And that pitiful case is about to approach right now. That pitiful case is approaching right now. We're going to see what happened November 1st. They shut down the EBT. Right around the time of these pagan festivals are commencing. Esau's not stupid. He know what he's doing. And we know what he's doing. Once again, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. It says, then shall there be in a pitiful case which not have abused my ways. How do you abuse the ways of the Most High? By talking shit, scoffing and scorning, not taking heed to what the prophets are saying. Because anytime the Most High before the Lord destroys a nation, he sends his prophets to warn his people within that nation of the set danger and the looming danger that's coming, whether they will hear, whether they will forbear. Facts. Straight facts. It says, 2nd Ezra 9 and 9, then shall there be in a pitiful case which not have abused my ways. And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. You have cast the laws of the Most High, what the prophets were saying, started with the apostles to haul on down. You cast it behind your back and start talking shit, scoffing and scorning. Now, it's repercussions behind that shit. For such as in their life have received benefits, SNAP program, EBT, SNAP program, Section 8, WIC, child support payments from your baby daddies. You receive all kind of benefits and rejected the words of Yahweh, Bashim Yahawashi, because you got a demon on you, or multiple demons. Especially these women that step around a lot. All the semen that's in your body, lady, is cleaved to your brain, and that's why you got multiple personalities. That's why you bugged out of your mind. It says, then shall they be in a pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. Them EBTs about to run out. Them government goodies about to run out. No more WIC, no more Section 8. You're all getting kicked out in the streets. Rise up, you women out of the east. Isaiah 32 verse 9. It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. You didn't know the Most High. You was getting them goodies from your daddy Esau. And now Esau is turning his back on you. Esau being the so-called white man is turning his back on you. Now what you going to do? You're going to bitch and mourn, talk shit, put your videos up, threatening to rob Esau just so he could gun you down. And this is all part of the great miseries. Stupid people, stupid niggas, dumb nigger women. And they that have lost my law, while they had yet liberty, all the prophets out in the streets, all the start with the Apostle Tahar on down, everybody's putting the videos week in and week out there in the highways and the byways. Not only Great Millstone, IUIC, ISUPK, HOI, all these people putting up videos, man. But yet, you choose not to take heed. And the main group of individuals that's putting up multiple videos was impossible for you to watch them all is Great Millstone. And you refuse to take heed. It says, and they that have lost my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet repentance, place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. Why? Because when you go back to Isaiah 6, chapter 9, on down, the Lord has an angel that's blinding everybody that he don't want to receive this truth. That don't get it. He don't want you to receive this truth. The 2/3, this nigga here, Isaiah 6 and 9, is geared toward this nigga here. The Lord blinded you, nigga. Homeboy. Homie. The Lord blinded you. That's why you can't get it. That's why you're going to be destroyed right along with the wicked. You're going to die the death of the wicked. You're going to bow down to the slaughter because you didn't bow down to yahawashi. If you don't bow down to yahawashi, you're going to bow down to the slaughter, nigga. Understand that. Comprehend that. Verse 12. Here's the point. You despise the Most High's word. Now guess what? The same person, or the same individuals that despise the word of the Most High, the same must know after death by pain. 2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Let's read it again and let's slow it down so it can sink into your ears. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time, we in the latter times now, the latter time of Esau's rulership, shall dwell in the world. We dwelling in the world, aren't we? Under the sun, the place of judgment, because they have walked in great pride. You got these proud ass nigger women, proud ass jakes, they all walking in pride, man. They full of pride. Not knowing that the Lord have a snare and a gin for your ass waiting for you. Not knowing that the Lord is going to fuck you up 9 ways a Sunday. Because he's allowing Esau, the so-called white man, to sharpen his sword. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. Say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Who's furbishing and sharpening that sword? Esau, the so-called white man. Those paramilitary groups, the National Guard, the UN troops, the U.S. military, some with the Marines, the Army. They sharpening that sword, practicing in the mountains, doing what they do. It is sharper to make a sore slaughter. And that's what's going to come down the pipe. That's why Donald Trump is talking about having, troops in the streets in certain neighborhoods to practice the art of war. Roughly paraphrase what that devil said, man. It is sharper to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. When you sharpen the sword, when that sun hit it, it's going to glitter. That's how sharp it is. Should we then make mirth? Should we then be partying and bullshitting? Getting ready for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's? being in that jolly, go happy spirit, should we then make mirth? Of course not, man. It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and he have given it to and he have given it to be furbished. Who is he? Yahweh. Why Yahawashi? That it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hands of the slayer. Who is the slayer? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. The Lord's whipping stick. Why do you think King David in Psalm 17 verse 13 prayed to the Lord and say, deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword? Who is the wicked? Malachi, the first chapter, the 4th verse, go into who is the wicked. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24. Who control the earth right now? The answer lays in all the wickedness you see. Cry, verse 12, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. Who's the Lord's people? From Judah on down to Issachar. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel, terrors by the reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thigh. Because the Lord appointed 4 kinds of deaths for you niggas, man. That ain't right in the spirit. The Lord appointed 4 kinds of deaths, man. And he's going to use Esau, the so-called white man, to do it. He's going to use Esau, the so-called white man, to do his bidding, which is on the left-hand side. And there's nothing you can do about it but accept it. Accept your pain and anguish and your judgment. Because you had time to repent and learn of Yahweh by Yahawashi, but you didn't. You refused. You clinging onto Jesus Christ like he's going to save you. And guess what? Jesus Christ himself is going into slavery right along with the people that worship him, Esau Edom. But you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans that worship him, you're going to be destroyed, burnt with fire. You're going to bow down to the slaughter, all of y'all. If you don't bow down to Yahawashi, you will bow down to the slaughter. You understand what I'm saying? Are you comprehending me? Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 1. Then said the Lord Yahweh unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, we all know that Moses represents the law and Samuel represents the prophets, stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards these people. This people, what people? The sons of Israel. Those that refuse to get right. The rebellious children. That's going to have to die and come back through the men that make it. It says, cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. How did the Lord cast them out of our sight? During the time of 70 AD. The Lord cast us out of his sight, which is Jerusalem. And we've been scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. Catching hell. Being despised by all the nations. Hell, being despised by our own people. It says, and it shall come to pass, Jeremiah 15 verse 2, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whether shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to captivity. That famine is coming. They're taking away the SNAP benefits program. That may very well produce a famine. I've been programmed and I've been, how can I say? I've been programmed, so to speak, lack of better words, to go without food for a certain amount of days due to fasting. So if I don't eat for 2 days, it ain't gonna bother me. If I don't drink water for 2 or 3 days, 2 days, it don't bother me. Water's an essential, so you need water. But as far as food, If I don't eat for 2 days, 3 days, I'm good. Because I built myself up to that by years of fasting. But water is an essential thing that we need. But the Lord's going to make way. Like he said in Isaiah 65th chapter, my servants shall eat and they shall drink. But you people, that's a part of the 2/3, you're going to suffer. Back in Jeremiah 15 verse 3, and it's the point. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord Yahweh. The sword to slay, the modern day sword is the gun, and the dog to tear, them zoo animals that's going to be unleashed during the time of Jacob's trouble, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And that's the point. The Lord's going to put a spirit on these animals to destroy you people, man. To destroy you people. And this is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. There'll be spirits that are created for vengeance. The Lord gonna put the spirit on them animals to bring forth vengeance upon you wicked ass people, to maul you to death, eat you alive, fuck you up 9 ways of Sunday. The book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine. EBT once again. The lack of bread and great tribulation. And death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, some zoo animals, and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. The wicked, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. They shall rejoice in his commandment. They shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. They're going to go, the spirits that's created for vengeance, they're going to do exactly what the Lord told them to do. And precisely too. They are going to kill the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and none of you motherfuckers are innocent, man. Let's get that straight. None of you people that's going to perish by the way of the sword, by the way of famine, and by way of being put in captivity, none of y'all innocent, man. None of y'all, man. Not now one of you. Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent. So all you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, many of this nigga, this dread hand wearing nigga, in this caption, in this video, watch out for these black Hebrew Israelites. No, watch out for you reprobate niggas, man. You effeminate, reprobate niggas. Watch out for y'all, man. Long hair wearing nigga. You can tell he don't know nothing, man. He shouldn't be having no long hair. He shouldn't be having no dreads. He don't know nothing, man. He don't know what the hell is going on. He just a reprobate. This is back in Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent. So all the people that's going to perish during the time of Jacob's trouble, you're not innocent. You had time to repent, to come back to the Lord Yahweh while Yahweh shy, but you didn't. You mocked the prophets of the Lord. You talked shit, and now you must pay. You're going to pay. Now you're going to pay with your life. Remember, I pray thee, whoever, just Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? The righteous men of the Lord, the 1/3, they're going to be delivered, but you have some men that's a part of the elect that's going to be martyrs for the word of the Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah. They're going to be beheaded. That's in the scriptures, man. That's prophecy. So we understand that. Doesn't mean they wicked. Just that they die for a cause. They die for being faithful unto death. Be ye faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life, man. The Lord gonna raise them back up. Whoever perished, putting their head, putting a guillotine for not receiving that seed. It is what it is, man. It says, verse 8, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity, whatever you sow in life, you're going to reap it. If you plow in iniquity, reap it sin upon sin. Whatever you sow, if you sow in wickedness on a high level, you're going to reap that same wickedness. It's going to come back on you. You're not going to escape the judgment of the Lord Yahweh by Yahweh Shah. It says, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of Yahweh they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. Taken off this planet, deleted in the spiritual world. And that's the bottom line, man. And the reason why Esau is coming down with everything he's doing, because he knows that he have a short time. He knows he have a short time. And what he's doing is planned perfectly, man. It's being planned perfectly. And the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, pursuant to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, you're going to die. Let me get that real quick. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land which is America, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But the 3rd part shall be left therein, the 1/3 being beat up in them chariots. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, the trials, the fiery trials that we going to do right now, being in this truth, being lied upon. People talk shit about us, label us rapists and pedophiles. We never did none of that shit, man. But these are the things we got to go through. We being purged. We are being purged in the righteous sense by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. It says, and I will bring the 3rd part through the fire. When you put gold and silver in the fire, it burns out all the impurities. And when you got left, it's a perfect round coin, whether it's silver or gold. But at this point, when you press out all the impurities, you got a perfect man serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. It says, and I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them, as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. Only the elect, not this bird-brained, stupid-ass nigga that worship Christ. So continue. Honor your bullshit. Esau know that he have a short time. Revelation 12 and 12. This devil know he have a short time. So he's starting to show his horns. And what did Yahweh Shah said? And Luke, let me see. Let me get it right real quick. Salakia, just bear with me. Bear with me real quick, Salakia. Luke chapter 19. And let me see. 22. Yeah. This is Luke chapter 19, verse 22. And he said, which is Yahawashi speaking, out of thy own mouth will I judge thee. Out of your own mouth, nigga, the Most High is going to judge you for all the wicked shit you were saying. Thou wicked servant, thou knowest that I was an austere man, taken up that I lay not down, and reaping that I am not so. Wherefore then gavest not thou my servant my money into the bank that slack. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank that at my coming. This is not what I really wanted, slack. This is not what I really wanted. I didn't really want that. I wanted something else, but hey, it is what it is. Slack it for that. But the bottom line is, I'm going to roughly paraphrase it. Bring them hither and slay them before me. Those who don't want to worship Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. Those who do not want to worship Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. Yahawashi said, bring them in front of me. Bring them hither and slay them before me. And the Lord's going to use Esau to do the slaying before him. So continue scoffing and scorning, you wicked ass niggas, and see where it gets you. You're all going to die the death of the wicked. Once again, if you don't bow down to Yahawashi and serve him in truth and sincerity, you will bow down to the slaughter. Bottom line. With that, I'm going to say shalom.